Vicky, Tudor Romance, even now I see you talking with such affection about that horse. I mean, that was the real Eureka moment, wasn't it, for you?
I think so, because when I got the ride on her, she was bred by a guy literally down the road. He'd asked me to ride 2 horses for him, and I started riding her, and I was on the novice riding club team, and we went to the riding club championships, and we jumped around the 90. And then I kept going with her, and I did what's now 2-star, and that went okay. And then I tried a 3-star, that went all right. And then we got on the European team for the it's like
rural riders.
Yeah, the 3-star competition.
Yeah,
we went to Germany, and I came back, and we went to Blair, and then I kind of did all the Bs, Blenheim, Bramham, and then I thought
about doing them twice over too. She didn't have to go
right,
to Badminton.
Badminton it is. And so she went all the way from novice riding club team, taking me around my first Badminton.
So when you first sat on her, did you think, oh, this is a bit special, this is a bit different?
No. She was really badly scored. She was crazy.
And there's no way in a million years we would buy her now.
Right.
No.
I mean, it's one of those freak of natures. It wasn't.
Yeah.
She wasn't really bred to do the job. She wasn't built to do the job, but she did the job.
And we struggled with the dressage, but I didn't have an arena. Had no interest in dressage. I would kind of accept it. We'll probably be around the bottom after dressage, but then we'll go double clear inside the time, and she just used to rock it up the order. She was the fastest round it. Bramham.
Back in the day that the dressage wasn't quite so.
Yeah, and you could gallop round flat out and then be, won.
So you're now suddenly a first timer going to Badminton.
Yes.
Tell me all about the build up to that and that sort of few weeks before. This is a big deal, isn't it?
It is a big deal, and I kind of had it all planned out as you do, and then first week of January got bucked off a fresh horse and broke my collarbone. And then it all went out the window because it made me realise that actually what I was doing wasn't a business. And so as soon as I couldn't ride and the few horses I had on livery went home, I realised that actually this isn't a business, and I lost the yard, and that's when I went up to Chippenham. So not an ideal build-up to your first Badminton, moving yards, changing jobs, having shoulder surgery.
Even down to the fitness of the horse, and you go from Wales, so we're surrounded by hills.
And then I was in Chippenham.
It's flat as a pancake.
Yeah.
You had to hack for an hour to get to one little hill, whereas like here they just walk themselves. Yeah, so there was a big difference in the build-up, but it was exciting, and I think because I've gone to Badminton each year, like I said with my parents, it was our annual trip, so it's the one you want to do. So I think depends on where you are in the area. Some people will be like, I really want to go to Burley, whereas I was like, I don't care about Burley, just Badminton. So it was exciting to get there. Dressage wasn't exciting for us at all. It was quite stressful. And I think I did the whole event, and she was mega. And she came out, jumped clear on the Sunday, flew around the cross country. And I was like, do you want to do it again? And I was like, never ever am I going down the centre line on this horse again. I think because she'd been so successful that we'd done right from the start. She'd been in every mounted prize giving, and it blew her brains.
What were your memories of that Badminton cross country? It's not an everyday event when you spin around Badminton cross country.
It's mad actually, because as I was riding around, I was clocking out. Just been through different iconic parts of the course. Galloping down to the lake, which was that year towards the end of the course. You're like, right, come on, we're going down to the lake, and it's actually on video, and as I'm going down to it, I'm like whacking her down the shoulder and kicking her, and then like, wow, and she's getting all like, wow, and then she's in there. So it is really special from that standpoint.
There was a lot of drama that year as well, wasn't there?
So we were held at the start for over an hour. I had to get off. 2 horses died, didn't they?
Yeah, and even before that, the run up to cross country day, the ground for
was
me,
hard.
it had gone like concrete. So it was 2007, and they put tracks between every fence. They put sand on the ground, but you know, half of the field didn't run, did they? And
No,
and the people that did, it's nothing worse. For
it was
someone
hard,
to go,
yeah, because everyone was like,
Are
"Are
you
you
gonna
going to
run?
run your
You gonna
horse
run?"
at Grounds? How are you going to
Yeah,
run?" And
yeah,
I
sure.
just thought,
Of course
well,
we're gonna run.
of course I'm going to run. You know, it's taken me 5 years to get here.
So you completed, you got a top 35 finish.
Yeah.
When you came back from there, was it, that's a relief, I've done it, or did he give you a driver to sort of go to bigger and better and to keep developing what you were doing?
I think I just started a new job, so that's why it was all a little bit different. I was like, well, I've done my thing, which when I went there was like, that's got to be my priority because, you know, it's the biggest thing I'm going to do.
Is it still very much a hobby at this point?
No, I was working doing it for a lady, and so then I think when I finished Badminton, it was like, right, I need to get stuck into this job. I need to start producing the young horses. I've never had other horses, you know, I took her to that level. I've never had other horses at that level to think I'm going to go and do it again, you know, with another horse. It just, I needed to think about how I was going to work, and
everything was very different for you as well, and wasn't it? Because we were so used to riding anything, and we had to literally take anything that was given to us just to pay the rent.
Yeah, cool.
To actually, when you were in Chippenham, there were some nice young horses that you could produce.
Yeah, in 2006, I was still buying horses for £500 and trying to sell them for £5,000. That would have been my business model. So then you're at Badminton, and then I'm going back to a yard, which was a lovely yard, beautiful, nice horses. It was all quite different, actually. And yeah, I think I wasn't in a massive hurry to do that with her again because of the dressage side of it. And it was just deciding, how can I, like, where do I go next? And it, you know, I had her for 6 years, and like you say, it's been quite a relationship between us, so it was a really hard decision to sell her. It was a harder decision in a way, selling Silver Lining.
It was definitely for, like, obviously I was very new to it then. I mean, Vicky had only just got together, and it was definitely outside looking in. You know, I was like, why would you want to sell Tudor Romance? Like, you've had it for ages, and she's been to Badminton, and actually now what we do, I can completely understand. Where Silver Lining was the very exciting young one coming up through, and was, even though he was at 2-star level then, you know, it was very exciting. And Tudor Romance has sort of had a day, hadn't she? You know, and achieved what above and beyond what both of you wanted.
I think it was, you know, looking back, it was a really good business decision.
So I guess all of that sort of story really with Silver Lining and Tudor Romance, it gave you those foundations to really go on to the next level, I guess. Yeah,
absolutely. I think it showed us what horses could be worth. For me, that was a massive thing because I didn't have that, you know, that before.
I mean,
made me realise I could sell
surprises
anything.
us really, you know. Even now, you know, we've sold a lot of very good horses to a lot of very good people for, you know, a substantial sums of money. And even now we're like, people buy horses for that amount of money, and we've done it for the last 10 years.
People talk a lot about producing horses in inverted commas. What does that entail to you two?
So my thing would be, like, I don't want us to be dealers where they literally come in and they're gone the same day. I want to educate them and get them into a really good place so that they can go on then to their forever home, and they kind of know the basics. They know what's expected of them, and then hopefully it goes smoothly for them in their next place. It's, you know, I'm quite good at what I do with the production. You just learn from each horse, and Angie really takes care of everything else.
And that combined knowledge that you've got, it's quite a formula, isn't it? Obviously.
Yeah, I think we've always say there's hundreds of very, very, very good riders, but they struggle because they either strive to be at the top of the sport and they earn no money from it, or they try and do both and sell some horses and ride at top level, and then the horses they sell are normally the ones that are not good enough for them to keep. So the way we do it is we produce horses properly from the beginning, and I think year after year after year, even now, we get better at it because you learn every day about it. I think it works really well. There's two of us doing it, and we have different interests in both.
In what we like.
Yeah.
But then when we put them together, it seems to really work there.
You know, I look at so many horses, and even at home, you know, like you guys been here this morning, we probably worked 8 horses this morning, and you just watch them and know what's right and what's not right, and that just comes with experience.
Yeah.
I think that we always do the best job we possibly can. Some horses are better than others. Some surprise you and go on to be horses that you didn't think they were going to be, and some are disappointments. But as long as we do our job properly, we do lots of social media stuff, but we don't advertise. We don't need to advertise for horses because clients that we've had for the last 10 years keep coming back for more and more and more, because so that speaks for itself, that we don't need to say, you know, look at this horse for sale, because, you know, we have even
I'll often say to him, don't put any videos of that up yet,
because they will go.
Yeah,
you know,
as soon as you put a video or he's put a photo up, you know that could be gone in days, and I'm always fighting to try and keep it until they're educated a bit more, and